Today, at the second phase, we brought you in because we recognize that attitude makes a big difference and that personalities shape one's dreams, goals, and all that. So, having had this session with our participants today, and they pretty much cooperated with you and went through with all the things that you shared with them. Can you give us your impressions from the morning session where you unveil to them the different personality styles, and how did you feel the responses and the level of engagement you got from your participants?
Okay, it's a nice question. Thank you, Anisha. Today's session, I felt, even though the group was a large group, but breaking them down into this smaller groups where they work in teams, I wanted to encourage a higher level of engagement. So by asking them, doing the activities and asking them to do, each one had to participate. There was no one person just sitting quietly and not wanting. So I instilled that kind of platform that everybody is going to get involved, everybody has to participate, everybody has to answer the questions. And the level of engagement I could see was getting generally stronger and stronger because of the way they were responding to the activities plus asking the questions. So by asking the questions means their brain is like digesting some of the information and they're unpacking it at their own level, and asking the right questions at the right time, I think was really very motivating for me and enriching.
Excellent. Yes, I noticed that as well. We from the organizing team did notice a very high level of interaction. There was curiosity initially. There was also some hesitation from some of the more shy or newer members who joined us this week. But generally, they all embraced your learnings. Can you share with us what makes this session of yours, you believe, so important if they are to go out there and find their ideal job?
So how
does this relate? How will this training relate to them achieving their objective at the end of these 12 Saturdays, which is to be totally prepared to go out there and get the job that they really want, not the job that's out there, but just what they want?
I think there are two more important things. One is building their internal strength or resilience or resourcefulness. So today they've already learned one simple technique,
which is
on how to do something different every day. So you're challenging yourself, but it's all baby steps. Okay, so by doing that, you're actually reframing your mind that whatever new environment I am in, if I'm given a task, my brain will automatically think of a way on how to do it rather than move back to the comfort zone where I've never done this before. I do not know how to do it. So that is one step that they learned in the beginning of the session. And more importantly, the second one is understanding your own strengths. What are my talents? What are my strengths? Once I know that, I can leverage on that in my new post. So whichever job that I'm going to take, I know I'm coming in with this level of capability, attributes, competencies, strengths. Plus, I know which are my weak areas. So I know that if I want to succeed as a good team player in this new organization, this is what I need to adjust, this is what I need to grow, this is where I need to adapt. So I think those kind of key lessons are what they have learned, and it will definitely help them in their search for the new employment.
Thank you. That's going to be awesome because they've all come here with great hopes and dreams. Many of them are fresh graduates with diplomas and degrees. They haven't landed their first job, or they're just freelancing or temping, where whoever gave them a job, they just grabbed it and they're just doing something. But it's not what they were even trained in with their degree or diploma. There are many here who have just had A-levels and they're looking to which degree to go to now. And I think your a session is going to help them realize, as you said, their strengths and weaknesses and how to maximize their potential. So perhaps even the degrees that they're applying for, they may think how their personality or qualities can best suit, can best match the degree, rather than having to change midstream or find you're very unhappy in your university because you embarked on the wrong program. Yeah. My final question to you, Dr. Frances, is you have the breadth of experience, extensive experience working with government-linked companies, public listed companies, multinational corporations, both in Malaysia and abroad. What do you see as the challenges facing today's employers who are recruiting Gen Y people? So Gen Y will be our age group here, 18 to 25 and thereabouts. This is a whole new generation of people who are so used to doing things with their smartphones, with their laptops, on social media, and where face-to-face interaction is becoming less and less. Even phone conversations apparently are becoming less because everything is text. What do you see will be the great challenges in terms of relationships and in terms of integrating and for employers to get the best out of these people based on today's style of how young people operate?
That's an interesting question. Because many of my clients, they are actually currently facing this issue. So for them, their struggle is getting these new graduates who are going to come on board. One of the biggest challenges is communication. So they are struggling with that already. Another issue is critical thinking. So maybe they know how to do their own specific, but they can't think, they don't have the resourcefulness to stretch from the comfort zone to come out. So they want people, the new recruits to come on board with a certain degree of resourcefulness. So that they feel is very lacking. Plus another one, because of the Gen Y, they feel these need a lot of validation. So employers feel that they have to make them happy, they have to give in to a lot of mollycoddling, which the Gen X and baby boomers were not exposed to. So they need to adapt to that. So now I've done work with some corporations where they are putting into their value statement of the organization how to create a fun, exciting workplace that the Gen Y will be attracted to it and work that, knowing very well that they have the freedom to express, they have flexibility, a higher level of flexibility that will match their own needs.
That makes perfect sense, because I do recall seeing the work environment of Apple and Google in Silicon Valley, and what you talked about, the environment, even the furniture, the colors and everything, and it's that whole work ethic. And even the dressing, like we come from the generation of power suits and everything, and now they don't even have that anymore,
They have like a no dress day. That means they don't have a policy on what you are supposed to wear. You can wear something casual to work.
So how does the employer and employee then strike a balance? And I know this is a bonus question now, because this is a critical thing, right? You have got these generational gaps, generational changes in management style, in managing organizations and people. So this is going to be an organizational behavioral challenge. How do you think we in our program, you've mentioned critical thinking skills, we're having that communication skills. Our next segment this afternoon, we will be addressing that. So thank you for validating what we are doing. So we know that for Seeds Job for Life, we have actually hit some buttons right already, based on your wisdom. To manage the landscape and to keep Malaysia competitive, attractive, and friendly for employer, employee, what is one advice that you can give prospective employees? Because this is our students in the room. What is one advice you can give them as Gen Y going into companies? Knowing about this whole paradigm shift between how they perceive the job place to be and what the expectations are, and how the employers who may be from our generation, for example, have been running businesses, say, from the 1990s and the early 2000s.
For many of them, the corporations are still like not so flexible as yet. But if they can use that as a stepping stone, use that as a learning zone, you know, to accumulate as much experience as possible from that. And if they feel that they are not getting fun in that work environment, after office hours, they can actually compensate that, because that's their need of the Gen Y. But at least use this platform as a stepping stone, you know. Learn as much as possible, and then build up their resourcefulness.
That's excellent. And they have a balanced life.
They will still be balanced.
That there is some kind of a system, a regime for career growth and development, as you say, and yet you have an outlet for your passion, your creativity, maybe even hobbies and sports and things like that. So they have well-balanced lives. Work and life balance. Thank you so much, Dr. Frances Penafort. You have been brilliant, and it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure and honor for me to be invited by you, Nisha.
Thank you. Right. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.